Hello and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Randacia, or Randy for short, and in today's video we are going to be doing the weekly breakdown portion of my July budget. So let me zoom you guys in and we'll hop right in. Alrighty, so I hope that is close enough for you guys to see the numbers, because somebody did request that in a previous video. So we'll see how we do, because for the weekly breakdown I do have to reference my monthly calendar a lot. So we'll see how this zoomed in view looks once I start editing. Hopefully it'll be fine. Okay, so if you're new to my channel, this is what I'm doing is a drill down budget method. So a quick explanation of what the drill down budget method that I came up with is basically you start with your yearly overview where you project your monthly bills and income for the year, and from there you break it down to a monthly budget, which was my previous video. If you missed that video, I'll link it above in the cards, where basically each month you go through and you assign your you assign a name to every dollar that you're expecting for that month. And then now it's going to be the weekly breakdown portion, which is what I'm doing, where basically I'm taking all of the monthly expenses and I'm breaking it down to see when is the best time to pay it for my family. So we do paycheck to paycheck budgets, and we use an expense tracker to track those budgets. So I just have to figure out, based on our income and when these expenses are due, or like when we need certain things, which paycheck to pay it out of. So to do that, I need to reference my monthly calendar, as I said. So forgive me for flipping back and forth a lot, but that's what I need to do. So for our monthly income, we're expecting $4,900. So I'm just going to split that in two, so that that is the income that we are expecting as our take-home pay for paycheck 1 and paycheck 2. And also too, this template is available in my Etsy shop. The link is always in the description. So how I use it is each one of these columns is a paycheck, and we only are budgeting off of 2 paychecks. So I only need column 1 and 2. So paycheck 1 is going to get $2,450, and then paycheck 2 is going to get $2,450 for our take home pay. A rollover, I'm not exactly sure which paychecks or like how much should come out of each paycheck. So I am, well, actually, no, I can determine this. I'm sorry. So this rollover amount makes up our mortgage, our car loan, and our electricity bill. So I just need to see when those are due to figure out when to put the money into either paycheck 1 or paycheck 2. So let's look at the monthly calendar. So on this calendar, the light pink dots designate bills that are paid from income that was received in our June budget. So I'm ignoring the pink dots. But for July, I have to look at the orange dots, which is paycheck 1, and then the hot pink dots are paycheck 2. So our mortgage falls into paycheck 1, which is the orange dots. And then let's see, what else did I say? Our electricity bill, I have this little sticky note because my calendar ends on the 15th, but I am paying bills beyond the 15th in July. So that's why I have it right here. I was going to include these on the August calendar, but come August budget, we will be fully 1 month ahead. So I wanted to do it clean and just have the August calendar be from the 1st to the what day? That's embarrassing. I don't know how many days, the 31st of August. So once I get to the August calendar, it will be dated from the 1st to the 31st, and I don't want to have anything from July. So I'm just going to stick with this sticky note instead of like popping in the extra page to have those extra boxes for my calendar. So if anyone's didn't see my July budget setup, that's what this list is. It's a list of bills that we're going to pay in our July budget. Okay, so what did I say? Electricity, which is Edison, which is due on the 20th, and then our car loan, which is due on the 6th. So Edison and the car loan needs to be in the second paycheck, and then the money for our mortgage needs to be in the first paycheck. So let's go ahead and write that out. So our mortgage is $1,864.66, and then our Edison bill is, we're budgeting $15, and then our car loan is $256.29. So let me add those together. All right, so in paycheck number 2, I need $271.29 from this rollover in order to cover those bills in that paycheck. So let me put this up here. Okay, so for my business income, that is going to include all of my business expenses, which is Adobe Cloud, iCloud, and this one on here, Epidemic Sound. So all of those fall into paycheck number 2. So for this business income, I'm going to put the entire amount in paycheck number 2 because that's when I need it. And then sinking funds, I'm not exactly sure because, again, this amount is basically what we're short for the month of July. So I'm not exactly sure which paycheck we're going to need this money. We're going to need to pull money from our sinking funds if we don't bring in extra income. I don't know when I'm going to need to pull that money in order to have it available in paycheck number 1 or paycheck number 2. So I'm going to skip that for now. And then I'm just going to assign all of the expenses to paycheck 1 or paycheck 2 first. And then I'll come back and do this so I can know, so I can have our expenses covered fully for each paycheck. So skipping that for now. Okay, our mortgage again comes out paycheck number 1. So I'm going to put this full amount because I'm not splitting. Like some people split their mortgage or their large bills into 2. I don't do that just because this is the way I like to do it. I like to know that a bill is paid when I pay it, like it's paid in full when I pay it. So that's why I don't do it. And because of this weekly breakdown, I can see how my paycheck is affected when I pay the amount in full, or like I'm in charge of how much money goes out at one time. So yeah. So childcare, we have to pay that weekly, but since we're doing a paycheck budget, we pay 2 weeks worth of childcare every paycheck. So split this 1120 in half, and that's $560 and $560. Okay, water and trash. So it looks like water and trash is going to be out of paycheck number 2. So I'm going to put that there. Electric is out of paycheck number 2. It's right there. Natural gas. Natural gas is down here. It's out of paycheck number 2. I think most of these bills are going to be out of paycheck number 2. So that'll be quite easy. My insurance, my life insurance, and my husband's life insurance. Let's see. Okay, so if I'm looking at this calendar, I only have 4 orange dots. So what I'm going to do to make this easy on myself is go ahead and write in these 4 items in paycheck number 1. And then that way, everything else pretty much is going to come out of paycheck number 2. So let's go ahead and just do that. So mortgage, paycheck number 1, childcare, we split in 2. So that's paycheck number 1. Vivint is out of paycheck number 1 because I know that's due on the 1st. along with our mortgage. So that is one. And then I think Verizon was the other orange dot. So we got Vivint, mortgage, Verizon. Oh, and ID theft is the fourth one. So $12.90. So now what I can do is, I know the rest of these are going to fall into paycheck number 2. So let's go ahead and just write them in. All right, so we have everything fully assigned. And again, if you're new to this template, these two columns should equal this column, this first column right here, because that's the amount for the month that I need to pay. So, so all of these two columns should equal that total. So let's see. All right, so for paycheck number 1's expenses is $2,619.03, and then for paycheck number 2, okay, so for paycheck number 2 it's $1,265.43, and if I add these two together, it should equal the $3,884.46 that I'm budgeting for my monthly expenses for the month. Okay, so it does equal the monthly expenses total, which means that my math was correct on this section. So I can go ahead and I'm going to skip the remaining for now and just divide all of the bills first. Okay, so gas, our cash envelopes, for the most part, we need it every 2 weeks. So we're going to split it between the paychecks. So gas, we need $110 for paycheck 1 and $110 for paycheck 2. Groceries, we need $150 each paycheck. Costco, we need $100 per paycheck. And then diapers and wipes, we just bought diapers and wipes, so I'm actually going to put this in paycheck number 2 because we don't need it first thing in July. So Amazon Kids, that is a monthly subscription, and that comes out on the 3rd. Which we already know is going to fall into paycheck number 2 because we already assigned all of paycheck number 1's expenses. So I don't even know why I bothered to look, but hey. Okay, so I'm going to total those up since we assigned everything in this section. So $360 for paycheck number 1, and then $402.99 for paycheck number 2. Okay. And then the car loan is a monthly bill, which I know is going to fall into paycheck number 2. So $256.29, and then $256.29. Okay, house supplies. Let me check our house supplies sinking fund really quick on Cube Money. While I'm checking that, if you're not familiar with Cube Money, the link is always down in the description. This is basically what it looks like. This houses all of our cash envelopes and sinking funds digitally. So it's just the digital version of regular cash envelopes. Once the money's gone, unless we transfer more money to our envelope or our cube, then we can't spend from that envelope. So I am going to make a video all about my digital envelopes and how I use Cube, because somebody did request that in a previous video. So it is coming up soon. But for right now, let me look at my house supplies. So house supplies, I hope you guys can see this, is it only has $1.20. So we need to replenish that sinking fund. So I'm going to put that in paycheck number 1 so that we have that money sooner rather than later. Okay, so sinking funds total is just $25. Okay. So my husband's certificates, I don't know exactly when he needs it, whether paycheck 1 or paycheck 2, but I kind of remember that he said he was going to pay it at the end of June. And this budget starts from June 18th. So I need to have it in paycheck 1 for him to have it available to pay for his certificates at the end of June, which is when this budget starts. So let me put that in paycheck 1. His Mazda registration falls on the 8th. I need a little sticker for right there. I believe it was this color. This is an annual expense, so I forgot to mark it when I was setting up my July budget. So, but all is well that ends well. All right, so that is on the 8th and it falls into paycheck number 2. So 196, and then roll over 1 month ahead. We're going to skip that for now because I need to know how much money is available from each paycheck in order to like allocate this amount correctly amongst the 2 paychecks. So let's skip down to business expenses, which is iCloud, Adobe Cloud, and Epidemic Sound, which I know that all of them come out of paycheck number 2 this time around. Okay, so that's $44.98. All right, so let's see. So let's go ahead and start adding up our expenses for paycheck number 1 so that we can back into how much money we need from our sinking funds for paycheck 1 and 2, and then how much money we can allocate towards our rollover for paycheck number 1 and 2. And then I can like start doing all of the totals. Okay, so far for paycheck number 1, our expenses are $3,004.03. So I'm going to add up the income for paycheck number 1 and see how much we have remaining right now for paycheck number 1. All right, so for paycheck number 1, we have just over $1,300. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to assign all of the sinking funds money. I'm going to give it to paycheck number 2 just to make it easy on myself, so I can pull all of that money from our sinking funds, if necessary, from our Q Money digital envelopes, and just keep it nice and clean. And that's if we don't bring in additional income. So we're going to put this entire amount in paycheck number 2. And additionally, it'll give us more time to come up with additional money, because if I had needed any of this money in paycheck number 1, that would be less time for us to come up with additional money. So now I planned it so that we have more time to come up with additional money. So I'm going to put this entire remaining amount in paycheck number 1 for the rollover. I hope this is all making sense to you guys on what I'm doing. So the rollover, I like to make sure that I can put as much as possible in this account from our first paycheck, because just in case something happens in our second paycheck, I don't have to worry so much about trying to get all of this money, because I know I already have a large chunk of it that I tucked away for from paycheck number 1 to try and get to this amount so that we could roll it over to help stay ahead in our next month's budget. So that's that. So I'm gonna go ahead and add these up. So this total is $1,370.63, and then this is 190. Oh, wait, no, I need to do what the rollover amount is going to be for paycheck number 2. So, but I can do the income totals now since I allocated all of the income. So I did need to put a dash. Let's see. So for paycheck number 1, we have a total of $4,314.66, and then for paycheck number 2, For paycheck number 2, it's $3,050.30. Okay, so we can start going down, like figuring out the remaining amount and making sure that our math is good for paycheck number 1 now that we have this income. And again, our expenses are really tight, so that's why this seems like a lot. But if your expenses are a little bit, you know, more flexible and you have more residual income or leftover income than we do, then this process will be much simpler for you because you'll already know how much income you have and all that other kind of stuff. So this is just a process for me because our budgets are really tight and I have to like really get into the details to keep us on track. Because if you've been following me, you know that it's been some months where it's like we don't have no money left over, or we have 65 cents left over. Literally, I think that was left over probably in like May or something. But anyways, let's do this. Okay, so this is saying that I don't have enough to put my husband's certificate, to like pay my husband's certificate out of paycheck number 1. So either I have to move this to paycheck number 2, or I have to allocate $60 from our sinking funds. Like I have to make that available here in paycheck number 1. So let me ask my husband really quick, like if he could hold off until our second paycheck, which comes on July 2nd. So let me see if he could do that. If not, I'll have the money. I'll take the money and make it available for paycheck number 1. So give me a second. Okay, so talk to hubby and he can wait for these certificates to be paid. So I'm gonna move this $60 from paycheck 1 to paycheck 2, and we're gonna change this to 131. Okay, so give back that $60 to there, and we are at sorry, it's been a couple of hours since that last little bit, since I said I was going to be right back. So let's see, where was I? So after the $25, 1310, I don't know if you guys can see, 1310.63 was what was remaining. So now we have 0 here after we take out the 1310.63 from the planned expenses, and then nothing from business expenses for paycheck 1. So it's 0 there. So we're good on paycheck number 1. So let's do the same thing for paycheck number 2. So the income is 3050.30 minus 1265.43 for the monthly expenses. Oh, I don't think you guys can see. Is 1784.87 remaining. Take away the cash envelopes of 402.99, and we have 1381.88 remaining, minus the car loan 256.29 is 1125.59, and then we have nothing there, so we're just gonna carry it down, 1125.59. Okay, on to the planned expenses. So we have to back into this number, so I'm gonna subtract 60 minus 196 minus these business expenses will give me the number that I need to put here. Okay, so 800 24 spot 61, oops, 61 will give me that. So let's add all of these up really quick. Okay, so paycheck number 2 for planned expenses is 1,080 spot 61. So we subtract that from the remaining of 1125 spot 59, and we have 44.98 remaining. Okay, so and that's all we need for the business expenses to reach 0. So paycheck 1 and paycheck 2 is now done. And the next step, if you're new to my channel, all I have to do is just track my expenses. So when, let's see, when the July budget starts on June 18th, all I have to do is come to these pages, write my income from paycheck number 1 right here, and then all of my expenses in this column right here. So that we just did, all I have to do is write that right here, and all I have to do is track my expenses for the week. If I buy anything that I did not just budget for, that goes right here. And then I close out this paycheck, my paycheck budgets every 2 weeks. So that's basically everything that I do. So the weekly breakdown is the most time consuming part, but once I'm done, I'm pretty much done for the month. All I have to do is just track my expenses and stick to my budget. So if I don't stick to my budget, I'm making that conscious decision not to stick to my budget, because basically I know from doing this weekly breakdown that I have no wiggle room for the month of July in order to be off budget. So if I spend something that wasn't budgeted for just now, then we're going to be over budget. So I have that knowledge for the remainder of July from, or I shouldn't say July, from June 18th through July 25th. But technically for the remainder of July, because I am paying for all of these expenses, and the last expense that we need to pay for in this July budget comes out July 26th. So basically for from June 18th to the rest of July, we have no wiggle room in our budget. And I know that because of what I just did. So we have to be extra good, or have a backup plan or some type of plan on how we're going to cover expenses, just in case we want to buy something or something comes up, which more than likely will come from our sinking funds or from our emergency fund. So that's it for this video. I know it was kind of long, but like I said, this is the most time consuming process, but it is worth it because I'm done for the month. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you did, please give this video a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see more of my videos, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.